Alright, hello everybody. So, today I'm going to be casting Pharaoh against RAFFLESIA ID, and I'm also accompanied with Aankara, who's going to be coming soon. Oh wait, I just realized one mistake, come to think. Okay, this is the wrong channel, right? Fixing all this stuff. Let me just refresh. Okay, no, it refreshed, that's fine. That was the official Team was chat, which I still had it on. It's all good. Alright, I just need to verify one thing first, because I don't think I got the ID. And I'm going to go get it first. Okay, I actually got the ID room, and I'm gonna have to just hide it very quickly. And also, by the way, I'm just going to be putting your voice, Aankara, so whenever you want, you can speak. And yeah, that was an old room.
And this is now I can speak.
Yes,
Thank God.
you
Let's
can
go.
speak.
Okay, I'm here. My mic is working. Incredible. We love to see
Yes.
this. Yes.
Oh, good.
Perfect.
If there's any issue, the chat can tell me, and I'm going to try to fix it as well, so. Oh, by the way, I think since you're co-casting, I shall give you the ID room, actually, so.
Yeah, if I don't, I'm not sure I have it. I might have it actually, but yeah,
I'll give it to you.
perfect. Thanks. Let's go. And yes, I'm back at casting Team Wars. Who would have thought, guys? Who would have thought? You know,
Yep.
crazy stuff happening.
One baguette came back, and he added a croissant to him.
It is what
so.
it is. Yeah, decided that you know, playing Duel Links was fun, but casting was even better. So yeah, coming back to this, let's go.
Alright, I'm going to be putting the names, and of course, when the two players are on the table, I will launch the spectate.
I'm joining the room right now, so perfect.
Alright, all good. I'm going to be waiting, and then when you tell me you launched it, we're going to be launching it.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
let's
3,
go.
2, 1, go. Alright, the war is going to begin, and first of all, of course, good luck to both Pharaoh and RAFFLESIA ID. So, one thing to note, by the way, is that Pharaoh has already one win, and RAFFLESIA has one loss so far.
Yeah, and with the same score, which is pretty interesting. Like, Pharaohs won 10-4 against Switcheroo, and RAFFLESIA lost 10-4 to Abusement Park. But I really want to see what they're going to bring this week, because, of course, to start back casting and everything, I started to simply, like, looking at the meta again, playing the game again, and it's interesting to see how the meta has evolved, of course, but funny to note is that Onomat was actually a really big thing for Pharaoh last week. They managed to win a lot of games thanks to it. And RAFFLESIA on the other side had a big trouble managing Blue Eyes, for instance, and Triamids. And also they got cheesed by Lunalight, so let's see what they're bringing this week.
Exactly, and so far we're seeing St. Mavis with Dark Lord, and on the bottom we have Untouchable with Thunder Dragon. And one thing I got to notice, by the way, most of the Dark Lords have started to play the full normal Dark Lord, but I do think this version is going to be the one with the Seraph. And that is because I see a Hecatrice. That's at least what I expect, but we're not sure about it. All we know is that Hecatrice is allowing you to add a Valhalla from the deck to the hand, which allows you to special summon a fairy monster directly from the hand, and doesn't matter the level.
Yeah, it is definitely an interesting way of playing the deck. I'm honestly wondering how it matches up in this specific matchup. I want to see like Dark Lord versus versus the Thunder Dragons, because we know Thunder Dragons have the ability to like do a ton of combos in one turn. So even if you negate one, they can still come up on top, do other stuff. So it's going to be really hard, I think, for Dark Lord to block the whole thing. But at the same time, I mean, look at these monsters. Look at their defense. It's not that easy to.
We have already a wall that it has been built up now. I think the fact that he built this wall, I'm not sure he's playing Seraph. And the reason why I don't think it is Seraph is because otherwise we will have seen a monster normal summoned or special summoned with Valhalla already, even if it is turn 1. And that is because the Dark Lord Seraph version allows you to do an Xyz, which is Ouroboros, rank 4 that needs 3 level 4 monsters, that allows you to make your opponent discard a card. Like you force the opponent to send a card to the graveyard like it's nothing, which is very good for disruption. And this version is going to be different since it's the classic Dark Lord, which is more about control.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen that. Of course, the one issue that can happen sometimes for Thunder Dragon is when they try to set up the first combo with here Aloof Lupine, and it backfires for any reason, like because you don't have what you want because it's the only piece. Sometimes Aloof is the only thing that can do a combo, and so automatically you want to sanctify Dark Lord it and see how it goes. Cosmic Cyclone being used on the directly on the sanctified Dark.
That is going to be really a very good Cosmic Cyclone, allowing him to banish the trap. Even if the effect is negated, that is going to completely slow down the field on Sin-Mavis since he doesn't have more copies of the trap, and that is because it is limited to 1.
Yeah, no, definitely an interesting one. Also, the important thing to note is let's see if there is a follow-up on the Thunder Dragon side. If Untouchable has a follow-up, it seems like it's the case here. He's going to be able to go up with the combos. He's going to need an Auk at some point if he wants to do full combo, except if he already has bigger monsters in the hand, but let's see.
Exactly.
I'm actually very happy that these players are starting with 2 decks that I still know from back then, because imagine if it had been like Noble Nuts versus Automats, it would have been like, okay, so they're gonna do Xyz. It's gonna be cool, guys. But you know, catching up, it's cool.
Yeah, I think you will have a lot. Like, if I ever picked you, for example, since I've streamed XF against Sensei, right off the bat, the first duel shocked me because I never thought I'm going to see one of the most interesting Blue Eyes version ever, which is pretty much made for lethal, actually. It is Light Barrier, the skill. So you play Sartorius. And this is just so you can actually special summon Malefic Blue Eyes.
Interesting, yeah. No, I mean, there are crazy things now. This is literally why I came back to the game, is because after like a year and a half of a stale meta, we honestly have a lot of new stuff. The game is not perfect, of course. You still can find reasons to be mad about it, etc., etc. But let's be honest. Like, we have new decks, we have new stuff to prepare, we have new theory to make, new stuff to experiment with, and that's really cool. And I'm honestly thinking that it's gonna keep going this way. So honestly, good thing. Very good thing.
Like, honestly, I feel that we're reaching a point where at least diversity is pretty big, and I'm glad we're not staying with the same kind of loop, same kind of decks we see each time. Indeed, there's going to be no strong decks right now. The strongest being Water, Onomatoplay, and Thunder Dragon, because they're very strong when it comes to destruction, but also OTK. But globally, I'm very glad to see that even Rogue decks can come back, because they're still able to defeat these 3 decks at some point.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, that's also the beauty of Team Wars with the format that they have, is automatically like decks that you wouldn't see in a best of 3 with side deck format, for instance, when any other tournaments are being used. Here, I mean, like I've talked about Automat, for instance. That's not like that popular in like, I don't know, MCS and other competitions like this, but in this format it can be more used. Maybe we're gonna see Amazonas. We saw Abusement Park putting out the Lunar Lights cheese that with Destiny Draw last week, and it went well for them. So it can totally work. It can totally work in this format, and that's what cool about Team Wars.
I actually don't know if we're going to see Amazonas. That will actually be pretty surprising. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, of course.
I do still believe we're going to be seeing Rogue decks. Triamid is the first deck I have in mind. Ritual Beast is the second possibility. And
that's the one I'm playing. I'm playing only Triamid because I have all the cards for this. And that's the only one. I'm like, perfect, thank you.
It's also one of the easiest decks to build in the game, and I think a lot of free-to-play players must actually go for Triamid. Most of the cards, you can find it on the trader, and there are some mini boxes with the cards, but it's honestly worth going for Triamid. Alright, so we're going to have level duplications, so I do believe he's going to go for rank 6. Indeed, he's going to go for that. Reveals the Dragon Hulk, going to be using a Dragon Hulk as well.
Interesting, bringing back the Dragon War.
Yeah, the other Dragon War. So now I believe he's going to go for M7, which will be pretty nice, unless he goes for Fallen Strike Bouncer. But wait, I forgot there's another Xyz which some people actually speculated it could be played. It is on the new box. I think it is called Prince something, which is a rank 6, where you need 3 monsters level 6. And I think it allowed you to send back all the monsters your opponent controls to the hand, and it doesn't target. So for example, it is a good card to counter Blue Eyes whenever he has a potential good field.
Yeah, but at the same time here, Bouncer is so great, of course, because you are forcing your opponent to lose so much life point, because he's forced to like do effects. Sin Mavis is now down to 700.
But that is going to be lethal though. I actually trying to understand what happened, because this is going to be 200. He pays 1,000, and then there's the 500 damage caused by the Fallen Strike Bouncer after negating the effect.
Yeah, this one I'm actually not getting, but I think maybe
he should not have used the effect right now.
Well,
I think that's what caused
either that or he thought he was done. He was doomed.
Yeah,
it's one of the two. Like,
possibly.
And yes, Mr. Lucas, hello.
All right, so we're gonna have the first point going for Pharaoh. And Mavis is going to be done one deck.
Yeah, so keep in mind, guys, Pharaohs already won last week when RAFFLESIA ID lost, sadly, to Abusement Park, if I'm correct. So automatically, you know, you don't want to go on a 2-week loss streak. You don't want to start Team Wars. You don't want to start this season with that. You want to keep going, but let's see now what they're going to bring. Of course, as always, you know the rules of Team Wars. They have a second deck. Maybe they're going to repeat. We don't know. But what's most likely here, I think, based on the matchup, is that they have something else planned. We'll see.
Exactly. Aankara the best. Always root for Aankara. Aankara best caster easily this season. I'm going to make a call. And I'm just going to click on Spectate because I'm very slow. And there's no repeat as well. So this is going to be the second deck from Sin Mavis.
Oh, an interesting one based on...
That is going to be Water against Thunder Dragon.
Yep. Water, really strong deck, like that can negate a lot of stuff. If it goes turn 1, you can really block your opponent pretty easily. You can set up a field that's very annoying. Let's see though. Sin Mavis is turn 1, but let's see now if he has the hand to do the combos.
Great start. The fact that you have the opening with the infantry is already very, very good, since he's going to be able to normal summon. And for example, if he has Deva, you normal summon it. Deva special summons another one, and it allows you to make an Xyz, which we'll see how Sin Mavis opens.
Yeah, this one is gonna be like, it's weird right now that he's taking so much time, because you know usually you want to think about your full combo and then do it. So here I think the obvious thing that he can do is summon infantry, which is always a good start, but now he's hesitating on the multiple combos. As you said, he can normal summon 1 level 4 in addition to his normal summon, so automatically the Xyz combo, especially with the skill of Shark. So let's see how it goes.
And the French community is surprised of the comeback of Aankara.
Yeah.
Oui les gars, il est de retour.
Yep, I'm back. Like, for those who know, I mean, I'm gonna say it quickly and then we won't talk about it anymore, but I'm not coming back to doing YouTube videos. I'm not gonna stream on my personal channel. You can forget about all this, but I will be casting Team Wars and maybe some other events, and you will see me in tournaments again, probably with Triamid, just memeing now and then. But yeah, I'm back at playing and enjoying stuff in Duel Links, but nothing crazy, nothing serious as before. Anyway, I mean, we can talk endlessly because apparently Sin Mavis doesn't want to do anything. I don't know if we froze or something, but I don't think so.
Just in case, I'm quitting the duel so we can see if it had a problem, because some of the duels, for no reason, you will see the player freezing. Is he thinking or not? We actually never know. So I'm going to try to figure out. And it actually froze, so we're going to be able to catch them. So after the summon
Yeah.
infantry, there was a Thunder Dragon Dock used by Untouchable, another normal summon of Gishki Chain, which is going to be very good for him since he can change the order of the 3 cards on top of his deck. Not only that, he opens Necro Valley, and now also has an Abyss Dweller, so he pretty much has a good control and also slows down a lot Untouchable. Who I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything with the Necro Valley, but it looks like it is going to be lethal.
Yep. God, that was fast.
Not lethal,
We
yeah,
lost
there's
the
going to
whole-
be a Sphere Creeper being activated.
The thing is, Necro Valley plus. I mean, I said it before, like, right, that this deck is super annoying. It has so much control, but like Dweller plus Necro Valley, it's so hard to go through this. So goddamn hard.
Yeah, unless Untouchable plays a CC in his main deck. Otherwise, I don't think he has any out. Which is something that also is very important whenever you build a deck, especially in the Team Wars format, which is completely different than what you can see, for example, in Clan Wars. You play a deck, but you need to think, if I get countered by a certain deck, what is the biggest issue? So for example, Thunder Dragon player here, he will also need to think of the Necro Valley, or else that is going to be a free game for Sin Mavis, as we can see here. So that's another thing that teams must pay attention to. But yeah. So far we're going to be having 1-1, and here Untouchable is going to have to use another deck this time.
So a deck that can pull through this control, right?
Yes,
which
exactly.
which is not easy. On usually, I mean, again, started the game again very recently, but I see Water Deck is really a deck that likes to go first. You like to set up your Dweller or others. You like to have potentially the Necro Valley right away. You like to have a board established, basically, and then go into the match. It's less that good, I think, if you're going second, because, again, you're going to have problems like going through whatever disruption your opponent has. So let's see now. Is it going to be a mirror match? It's probably going to.
Ooh, it is indeed a mirror match, we called it. T-Shark. But only one of them is going to be winning. So Saint Mavis this time is going to be getting the first turn.
Yep. Okay. So again, I mean, it's again control versus control. So I want to see really if like you can really disrupt it. It might be complicated. Like Duel Links is really getting to the point, which is also interesting, where you get closer to that, to how the TCG works right now, with like a first player, you know, establishing a board with a lot of negates or like disruption, and you having to push through this as the second player. So here in a matchup of the two control decks, we have to see if this is possible for Untouchable. Now I'm gonna be worried they are freezing every single time. I hope not. But
You're like me. Like whenever I commentate a match, there's always one question I ask myself: why is there no play? And I'm like, is he thinking or is he not thinking? And one thing I love to understand, by the way, so shout out to the players here who are trolling me. Whenever I say I think the game froze, there's always that thing where the guy actually used the card at the moment I speak, and I'm like, I just feel bad about myself. Why did I speak? But yeah, so far very good stuff for him. Infantry Diva, which is going to allow him to do an Xyz. And important here, the reason why he doesn't go for Marksman, that is because he's looking for Lethal instead. Though he could also decide to go for Marksman with the infantry that is attached to the Abyss Dweller in case he wants to destroy a face down.
Oh.
But yeah.
But that's going to be very good here. The Book of Moon.
Book of Moon saving him.
It's very good because it's forcing stuff now. I mean, Abyss Dweller had, like, now, like, basically he's going to be flip face down. You know what that means for next season, of course.
Oh,
so it's annoying.
Forbidden Lance. Now we'll see if there's anything that is chaining, but the Forbidden Lance is going to be very good. The St. Mavis is at least able to protect Abyss Dweller, then can use the effect to destroy a face-up monster.
And see here, as I said, imagine Untouchable would have been first here in this turn. Like, he would have been able to have a setup, potentially have his Book of Moon face down. So obviously, Sin Mavis would have been able to do the same trick, right, with the Forbidden Lens. But the situation could be totally different just because of that. But let's see, 4 cards in hand, Untouchable is far from having nothing, I hope. But let's see.
Oh,
Okay,
that
infantry.
is not gonna be good at all, because Abyss Dweller can chain. When
Yeah.
infantry is destroyed, he cannot normal summon anymore. And that is because it needs to remain on the field. Then
Yep,
you can do
that'd be
another
really
normal
good.
summon.
Yeah, no, this is what I was worried about in this matchup. Like, if you go second, you get met with this. Like,
Yeah.
it's really tough for like a control deck is usually not a deck that has like a lot of power to like establishing a gigantic board with a lot of extenders and crazy plays from the graveyard, etc., etc. And that's the case with this water deck. It's like, if you're not first, if you don't have a board and you have to push through something like an Abyss Dweller plus a lens, it gets very difficult.
Credit card versus credit card.
Yep. But obviously someone has a MasterCard apparently, so, you know, it's working better for him.
Okay, so that is going to be important. We have Marksman so far attacking. Everything depends on what Untouchable has as a back row here. Alright, the attack is a load, so Marksman's effect activates. Dealt damage means I can special summon a monster from the deck. Ooh, that would be the end indeed. The only spell or trap he had Untouchable was a Forbidden Lance, which sadly is not going to be enough. And so the second point is going to go for Sin Mavis in the team of Team RAFFLESIA ID.
Let's go, taking the lead.
Alright, so now Untouchable will have to leave the table and let another player from his team join the room. So I'm just going to be updating the score.
At least they get to see like what they're gonna play against. They know they're gonna go against a water deck. It's the second deck of the player, so they only have to worry about this directly. And there are definitely decks that can pull through this, because Abyss Dweller is very good in this deck, especially because you combo with infantry and with the Abyss cards, so that you have combos when you send them to the grave, but you can still push through this with certain decks. So let's see what they decide to go for.
Alright, so I just wanted to show one graphic while we're waiting for the players to join the room. So wanted to show here the division, and actually wait, it goes so fast. But yeah, anyways, we have Pharaohs, who is on the second place on the Dragon Ravine division, which is division 1, and RAFFLESIA ID
7.
Okay,
yep.
Wait a second. Yeah, actually things switch so fast, but yeah, as you can see, as we commented before, the scores were pretty close when it comes to run differential. And actually, yeah, we can actually... I'm so sorry, everything moves so fast.
What are you exactly trying to pull off on your computer right now? Like,
I mean, I'm just using image slideshow, but for some reason, I'm not even clicking anything.
You just open one.
Alright.
Open one. Click
think...
on one.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
We're staying in this one, fine.
Yeah, perfect. Okay,
Ready.
But like, yeah, no, I mean, again, it's only the first week, right? Everything can change still. But yeah, Abusement Park did a really good job beating RAFFLESIA ID. They used like Luna Lights, kind of cheesed with it, but it worked out. And let's see this week. RAFFLESIA is definitely having already a best start, because last week I think it started with literally a 4-0 against them. So this week they are ahead 2-1, and Gregulator just reached the table, so let's go.
Alright, I'm going to be switching back to the game layer, and I'm going to try to pull off the graphics in a better way on the next break. But yeah, it does.
It's fine.
It's not often that I do this, guys, but I'm also back. You know, just consider that I'm also as back as Aankara here. And we're gonna have Gregulator, by the way, on the table, on the bottom.
I mean, it's only week 2, right? Who expect us to do great stuff on stream? Come on.
I mean,
no,
people will expect me to do great stuff because of all the praise or like anything that people tell me with the clan was. So I'm garbage right now. Garbage mode activated, but we're gonna be fixing this. Anyways, we're gonna focus on the game. So first turn is going to go for Sin Mavis, of course, with Water, and on the bottom we have Yami Yugi, which I will guess he's playing Destiny Draw. Now for the deck, we could maybe see a Fire King. And technically Fire King can somehow counter Wada.
Yeah. Well, it's mostly the fact that a combo deck with a control deck, you want to block your opponent combo and just win out of it. The problem with Fire Kings is that they come back over and over and over and over again. Like they never stop. That's the combo with, of course, the Fire King avatar Garunix. But on top of that, now that they have the Arvata, who allows to restart the combo if needed, it's really, really tough. At the same time, we're still an Abyss Dweller. So
Alright, I cannot believe this. Oh my god, the exact same opening. Infantry, Diva, and Marksman.
There is also potentially a Necro Valley hiding somewhere. Who knows? The deck list could have a Necro Valley, like...
Actually, St. Mavis has played the Necro Valley in the second duel so far in this encounter, so... Now the question is if St. Mavis has defense, has any spell trap, or instead has only monster, but still the monster field is too good right now. The fact that he has an Abyss Dweller and a Marksman, that's already good. So he's gonna have only one back row yet again. So now we're gonna be seeing the turn of Regulator. Yes, indeed.
It is already great because usually Fire Kings is also a deck that you're gonna use one card to start up your whole combo. So it's not that easy again to do a full thing. And remember, guys, that of course Abyss Dweller is still a good card in this matchup because I mean, come on, you detach an XYZ material and automatically any card's effect that activates in your opponent's graveyard cannot be activated this turn. So yeah, I was also thinking Fire King was a bit weird, but now it makes more sense. Lunar Light.
Oh, Shadow
Okay.
Imprisoning Mirror. Okay. Alright.
Okay.
On the first turn he got it. That's unbelievable.
That's...
The coincidence is huge
in
though. This is going to be slowing down a lot Lunar Light. They still have a way to deal with them, which is the XCs. They will be looking for Diamond Direwolf to then destroy the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. But that is the only way out they have to deal against it. So we're gonna have Martin special summon right now.
Yeah, but that's still so much
yeah, I think Regulator is fine.
Monsters though. Because sure, Xyz is cool, you can do the wolf, but the problem is Shadow Imprisoning Mirror is negating all the effects. So how do you get 2 Lunalight monsters on the field? Literally how? The only thing I see here is potentially allowing Martin to survive somehow, but I mean 2 Sphere Karibo, that's the only thing I see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, this looks like a GG already.
We'll see. Plus, not only that, he called... Alright, that's interesting. St. Mavis is already speculating that there is some Sphere Karibo.
Yeah,
okay. No. Yeah, that is going to be something
there could have been a Sphere Karibo because there was kind of a weird delay at some point, but it's not even sure. But the thing is, I mean, you don't come back from that field. I don't see how you come back, honestly.
Yeah. That was actually very tough here. Everything depended on whatever back row St. Mavis had, but that was pretty much the perfect back row, especially against Lunar Light, which for me is the biggest surprise that we get to see the mirror very fast. I'm also going to try to see if there's going to be a repeat, because in my opinion, and especially with what happened right now, I'm potentially going to expect one, unless they're adopting on the cards that he's playing, so... We'll see what Pharaoh decides and spectate, and there's indeed a repeat. Going to be launching it, and let's go. So let me see for the repeat bottom. Alright, so far one repeat to use on Pharaoh, so he's going to be playing yet again Lunar Light on the side of Regulator.
That makes sense. I mean, here this result was unexpected with the Shadow Imprisoning Mirror and the whole setup. And again, St. Mavis going first in that duel, which is again the case. Holy hell, he's going first every single time. This is so huge for him, so huge. You want to go first.
This time he does not have the turn. He's going to be setting 2 back row and a card and a monster. So this is going
Oh.
to allow Regulator to potentially do plays, but of course it still depends on the back row that St. Mavis is playing or having on the field right now.
And also, I mean, with Lunalight, you dislike always when your opponent just has like monsters in defense position, because you can't really push through this easily. I mean, now sure you have the Xyz that are definitely helping with that, but at the same time, I mean, it remains like a deck that wants to try to OTK you through your monsters in attack position. And here, Crimson Fox is nice, but it's not the best start that you want to have with Lunalight usually.
My expectation will be that he could have done it for the bait, but indeed, since he hasn't got the fusion spell for Lunalight, isn't going to help him a lot, sadly.
Yeah, again, I mean, if he has defensive cards in hand, like Sphere Karibo and stuff like this, he can definitely just go, like, slow and try to push through his opponent resources. Forbidden Lens gonna be used here, gonna prevent, of course, the destruction of the monster, and taking already 600 damage. But so far, so good.
Ah, Ténèbres.
Wow, rude, rude.
He's trolling me every day, in my own clan as well. That's Ténèbres for me, and for you guys. The French troll of my clan, pretty much. Shoutouts to Ténèbres, though. So gonna be the turn right now on St. Mavis. The question is if he has a monster, because right now he has the infantry, which should be pretty good, but if no monster, he's gonna have to play defensively.
I mean, the thing is, again, like, you want to have, like, 2 monsters and be able to do, like, your first Xyz and then set up from there, and being able to detach, like, your Atlantine monsters to have their effects. But here, I mean, it just looks like he has a bad hand, and again, you don't really want to put yourself in attack position, especially not against Lunalight.
Indeed.
But keep in mind, of course, Abyss Dweller can negate effect from the graveyard, etc., etc. So I don't think the matchup is that one-sided for Lunalight. I mean, obviously, Lunalight already lost once, but it was very unlucky. But I think it could totally be a 2-0 for the water deck here.
Alright.
Here we go.
Summoning another infantry. Oof. This time not looking really good for St. Mavis though, but it is still going to be 2 infantry that he can discard to destroy face-up card.
I mean, yeah, it is still territory of the shark, right? It's still gonna be an Xyz summon. Still gonna be the Dweller, of course, gonna go into attack. You can try to push through. Problem is, of course, a Sphere Garibo could be somewhat annoying here, but at the same time, you have 2 Atlantine as Xyz material, so you're not that worried.
That indeed. Also, one thing that St. Mavis must not do is here to use the overlay. It's not going to be the turn of Regulator. Has 5 cards in his hand. If he has any way to get the spell, that is going to be very beneficial for him, as he's able to do fusion.
He passed.
But yeah.
He passed.
Looks like he wants
So
to get
again-
a DD draw here.
Yeah, again, the Dweller is a problem because you cannot just summon one monster and hope to do something with that. You have to have something to play around Dweller detaching the infantry, which would destroy a card, and then you will have to summon something else.
Or
So
instead, you play Saber Dancer, which cannot be targeted.
Of course. Oh, that's really good. And this is forcing a Karibo without triggering D-Draw. Really good play here from St. Mavis. I mean, how do you go through Dweller and Spider Shark? I mean, whew. Yeah, no, this is tough.
Yeah, one thing by the way I got to mention, in case Regulator goes for a fusion, since there are some special summon monsters on the field, he can use an extra deck monster as one of the materials. which is going to allow Regulator to save some cards in hand as well, and get a more simple, let's say, Cat Dancer or even a Saber Dancer.
Definitely, but I mean, he's still like wondering here what to do. It's a very complicated position. Okay, he's going for the Emerald Bird that's from the right, so maybe this is also finally a moment where he has like 2 plays he can do, and he has an extender so he can play around. The weather, of course, is going to activate its effect right away, which is going to lead to the Lantine in the graveyard doing his own stuff. Here we go.
Lava Golem one time.
That'll be fun. But now, oh, and face again. So, I don't think Regulator would do that for literally no reason. So my guess is that he has something to survive. No, what? Okay, he had nothing. My bad. Go back.
Sadly,
bye. I'm out.
The thing.
This is horrible.
It is what it is, sadly. If you don't have the spell, you're generally blocked. A bit the same when it comes to hand trap, as you mentioned.
I mean, what I was gonna say, it was either he has something, but he still has like a Sphere Karibo in hand, and he basically wants Sin Mavis to use one of the Xyz material this turn, like kind of drain out the Dweller's resources, and then go for a combo. Or he has nothing and he was forced to do this. Well, answer B. But yeah, I mean, the most annoying thing right here for Greg is that I think Sin Mavis started like first for 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row with a water deck, and that's annoying. I mean,
yeah,
that is
and it
definitely
also
annoying because
just wanted to bring here the meta analysis. So here showing the top 10 decks played on the team war so far, and with win-loss ratio, and we can see there's an insane win streak. Actually, there's a lot of win for, I believe it is Water against Thunder Dragon. 19 wins, 7. Those also globally, they have like an insane percentage of win against pretty much all the matchups. Clearly proving that it is one of the best decks, but there's also Cyber Dragon, which has some good matchups. For example, against Water, it has an 80% win ratio, surprisingly. 71.4% against Onomat, and 100% against Tremids, but of course, only 2 duels have been played, but globally, Cyber Dragon can destroy the spell, transform Tremid, and they're pretty much having the matchup. Another deck that is good, of course, Tremids being one of the best rogue decks that can pretty much stop certain decks, such as Lunar Lights, Fire Kings, impressively. But the most interesting one, I'm actually curious though, because there's 1 win, 3 loss against Water, but honestly, Tremid can actually defeat Water. They pretty much have the matchup globally. Blue Eyes doesn't seem to be that good, although the deck is actually pretty strong in general. But maybe it is going to change though. This is only week 1 matches that has happened, so maybe Blue Eyes' statistics will be changing. Plus, as I mentioned, there was, for example, XF bringing a very special version that makes the usage of Light Barrier as a skill for a Blue Eyes version. Lunalight with a very good ratio, by the way. Same for Fire Kings, and I think that's all I got to say. If you want to add anything, by the way.
No, I mean, it's definitely the case here. Like Lunalight made complete sense here, being played against the Water deck. It's very annoying.
Yeah, like, clearly.
But here, I mean, it didn't work out.
Alright, so I'm just going to be switching. We're going to be back on the next game. So we're going to have M and X, which I do believe is Nyx. So Nyx is going to be on the bottom this time.
Let's go.
Right.
I'm seeing some old names. Regulator, Nyx, all these guys. But so far down 1-4, so come on guys. Come on, wake up.
Ooh, okay, so first turn going for Nyx, but he is going to get the first turn and summons a Crimson Fox right off the bat.
Yeah, that's fair because you want to be able to do the combo and have like also Crimson Fox in the grave is very interesting. The problem obviously is like you have it in the grave, then there is an Abyss Dweller. But you know, it's always an issue. But at the same
Indeed.
time, at least, thank God, Nyx is going first. That happened.
Yeah,
You know,
actually,
so
this is going to be scary because Nelson Mavis has 5 cards, and if he has any Dipsy Diva or even Infantry at the worst, that could be very dangerous for Nyx because it is potentially lethal.
yeah, it is. But here, I mean, a lot of thought being pulled out. So maybe he doesn't have against him. Mavis doesn't have like a godlike hand with the full combo. So let's see what he's going with.
That is true.
Hey, Cosmic Flare, how you doing, man? How you doing, bro? Been a while. Been a long while. But hey, look, casting Team Wars. And next time, I'm doing it also with you, Cosmic. We gotta make that happen.
Easily. I'm gonna have to see you and Cosmic together, easily.
I mean, as you say, right? If you do it with flair.
Alright, so Mossman is going to be summoned to Bankrush, so Sin Mavis cannot normal summon anymore. So he's gonna have to go defensive play.
Yeah, no, that's pretty slow, honestly. No Xyz, no nothing. But let's see.
Oh, he still wants to go and destroy Crimson Fox.
Yeah, that makes sense. Easy. He wants to force stuff. And here, of course, this could be a bait. Totally, this could totally be a bait. Maybe he doesn't have a lance in hand. Maybe it's just a
That
random
as
bait.
well.
But
that was actually a pretty cheeky play. I'm just going to say that. That was very, very scary here. So the Spirit
really
Creeper was
smart.
completely understandable.
Yeah, because it's really smart at the same time. Because again, you are forced to do this from Nick's point of view. Because otherwise, you lose your Crimson Fox that goes into the grave. You don't want that to happen. And at the same time, because you're forced to do this with Sphere Karibo, the monster goes in defense, meaning you can't like just OTK randomly out of nowhere anymore. So really, really good play here. A little thing, but very important from Sin Mavis.
Ooh, another Marksman. Is this going to happen exactly again, like another Sphere Karibo, for example? No Sphere Karibo, but there is indeed going to be the Forbidden Lance that gets activated, so Crimson Fox gets out. Alright, that's what I thought. I mean, first of all, I thought Sin Mavis will stop the attack because of course he doesn't want to give Destiny a draw. And still looking pretty good though. Marksman with the infantry, so he has pretty much defense. We're going to see some Lunalight Fusion finally getting used on one of the Lunalights, so Nyx is going to be able to go for Fusion and decides to go using the 3 cards from his hand. We're going to have a Lunalight Saber Dancer on the field with 3800 attack, so a big boss monster that is going to be difficult for Sin Mavis to pass by.
Yeah. Now again, that's what's usually the case. That's what you want to get to as the Lunalight player. You want to have your beautiful Saber Dancer on the field and be like, so now what do you do? That's how it works.
True. Ay, the French community here.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not replying on the stream. I'm just replying in the chat at the same time. Otherwise, I would have to speak baguette.
I mean, why not? Speaking baguette is always allowed.
Oui. I mean, I feel like if we wanted to troll, we could like.
We could say avec son beau taxi.
Because I don't remember how many languages do you speak, but like I think it's like 3 or 4.
3. So far 3.
so far, I like the so far. Yeah, I'm like I speak like French, English, and I potato in German. That's basically me.
Potato. There's quite the background on the side of St. Mavis though this time. Which makes me wonder if there is, for example, a wall of disruption or anything of that kind. We'll see. So Book of Moon gets used right now, which is going to be Not able to flip down Crimson Fox as there's another Crimson Fox. Negates the Book of Moon and each players gain 1,000 life points. Yeah, exactly, Gaiba. Exactly. But that is also because I'm actually talking a lot with the Sensei team since for months. So, always trying to root for them as well. Right, St. Mavis is not going to fully rely on the back row, which makes me think there's no wall of disruption. Well, there could be still. But that there's no droning Mirror Force is what I meant. Alright, we're going to be seeing an attack, but no, this is going to be an already scoop. St. Mavis scooping as he knows he doesn't have enough back row to deal with Lunalight. And that is going to be finally the second point for Pharaohs. Taking a point with Lunalight.
Finally, the Lunalight deck working out. The thing is, though, that they used Lunalight now. They had to do to Greg just went 0-2 in good matchups. So it's gonna be tough. The thing is now Lunalight, I mean, you show the graphic before. Lunalight has indeed a good matchup versus Water, but at the same time it has a lot of bad matchup across the whole rest of the meta. It's very easy to counter Lunalight. That's why you don't see Lunalight in tournaments that much, is because the deck literally instant lose to some other decks. So it might be tough. Might be tough here for Nyx to pull out another win, but again, it's only Nyx's first deck. He has another one in the back. Let's see how it can go, but I don't think it will be a problem for RAFFLESIA ID here to pull out something else.
Alright, so I'm going to be showing, I think, 2 graphics to go quick. So the first one is going to be the power ranking, so the 10 best players currently from week 1. And just wanted to mention quickly that we have Mythiar from Pharaoh, who got 6 wins on the match against... What Pharaoh played against... I'll have to remember which match. Otherwise I had to pretend. Page against... I don't think it was against Switcheroo. You want to see Medina? The scatter. Man, sadly I don't remember who Pharaoh did play against. Do you remember actually, Aankara? Otherwise I'm going to look.
No, I have it. Hey, I made my research. Pharaohs played versus Switcheroo.
Oh man, I had this in mind. I tried to get my memory to work and I just forgot. I'm so stupid. My apologies.
If I remember, they won even mostly thanks to Mythiard, actually, I believe. Who went like 6-2 or something with Automat, mostly.
Yeah, exactly. There has been quite some Automats.
Oh, and so, someone in the chat.
Yeah.
Nikov, of course, being a Natsu fan. Well, look at this. There you have it. Let's go, spectate.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna go already on spectate. I just wanted to show the table really quickly. I think there's no need on explanation, as this is just to give at least information from the past match.
Okay, let's go. We're gonna see Natsu with the balance deck.
Ooh, balance, so that means it is going to be Triamid.
So okay, now there's the thing, right? Like, balance got changed, and we are applying the rules, right? So no special summon on your first turn and stuff like this, right? I'm correct? Or
yeah, okay. That's correct.
Which is a bit hindering Triamid, but not too much either, because it's only in really specific situations that you are actually going to use that combo. It's very rare. Honestly, I don't think the deck is that hurt by it. It's one of the only deck actually using balance that's not hurt by it. And as you can see here, there is still 2 monsters because Triamid Hunter allows for a second normal summon, not a special.
Exactly. So Triamid pretty much benefiting from the fact that balance has been hit as a skill. And the thing is that Hunter says that you can actually normal summon another monster, but it is a continuous effect. So you're allowed to actually play the effect, and there's going to be Fiendish Shame.
But yeah, but it's hurting, but at the same time, Lunalight Fusion being used, so this might be fast. Again, I mean 4,500. Of course, the Tremid can do the loop and change the field spell twice, but at the same time, I mean, you don't have more defense now.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Might end up being tough.
I do think that Natsu is going to be fine, because if you realize he has 2 monsters on the field, so he's going to be switching twice the field spells and he can search for Sphinx. Alright, we're gonna be having the first Tremid changing a field spell. Going to be pinning another cruiser this time. And know that there is the fortress that has been sent. He can add the Tremid that is in the graveyard, the only one being another hunter, and add it to the hand.
Yep, no, he's gonna do the loop. It's fine.
And O gets King Golem.
Yeah, and now the little cool part also is that he's gonna be able to search one more,
Which is the Sphinx. So now, ooh. Yeah, good choice though. Good choice. Of course he doesn't want to destroy one of the monsters while attacking with the Cat Dancer, but because of the effect of Cat Dancer, the first time it battles a monster on the field, it isn't destroyed. So he was able to attack once the Master, once Hunter, and then ending the turn.
Yeah, I mean there are still ways here to potentially like force, of course, the summon of the Sphinx. It's still annoying because you don't really have a way to deal with the Cat Dancer here. It's still there, can be destroyed by battle and all this, but let's see what he can pull out. I mean, he still has almost 4,000 life points, right? He's far from being in a tough spot, but the Cat Dancer is always annoying to deal with.
If he had an Xyz that can get rid of Cat Dancer, for example, number 70, Malevolent Sin, you can banish the Fusion monster, which will allow Natsu to do simpler attacks. But that will also depend if he has another Master in his hand or not. So what he has in hand right now, we know that he has added the Sphinx and added the Hunter from the graveyard. So we'll see what he has.
Only the card from the right that we don't know. The problem is he doesn't have... I mean, I'm looking at the graveyard, but it doesn't have the Dancer. And the problem with that is that he boosts above the Cat Dancer. So he's kind of forced to like either like try to go for an Xyz, but I don't really see an Xyz that's useful here, or just pass. But at the same time, he's passing while putting everything in attack, which can be annoying. 3 monsters on top of that. The White Rabbit's gonna be able to bounce spell and traps, of course, controlled by your opponent, back to the hand. So it's gonna force some things early. Obviously, I don't think you're gonna bounce the Fiendish Chain for abuse reasons, but...
Exactly, it's only going to be the field spell, but that is going to be basically forcing one of the Triamine monsters to use the effect, and when you send King Golem, it is going to allow him to special summon a monster, and in this case it is going to be the Sphinx. Now, one thing he can go for is put Sphinx in defense to, for example, prevent from a fusion that uses Crimson Fox, which reduces to 0 in attack.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right now, so far, like, Crimson, the Fox, though, I mean, could be in hand, I guess, and you could have a surprise with it, but at least we're not seeing it on the field. I think it's either the Sphinx in defense or going for the other Hunter to increase the loop. Yeah, exactly. You want to loop even more. You want to like search for the dancer, and just defend yourself completely. I think more than just summoning the Sphinx here. Also, the Sphinx can be summoned as soon as one of these guys die, right?
Yes, and I just got to realize he decided to go for Hunter instead of.
Then it's just making the loop even bigger.
Yeah, the only issue though, if you summon the Sphinx, the opponent is forced to attack the Sphinx because it's the effect of Sphinx. So because there's no Sphinx, if there's any fusion that actually for Cat Dance or even Saber Dance, it doesn't matter, but if you're able to send a Crimson Fox to the graveyard as fusion material, A the Master or A the Hunter is going to have 0 attack, and that is going to be game.
Yep.
So I'm not sure about the Hunter special summon, but we'll see how he's going to go through. And of course, it depends still on the hand that Nyx has.
Obviously. And while we're waiting, I can see that we are almost 70 people on the stream. So let's keep asking, parents, mom, children, etc., cats, dogs, you're the usual. Bring them all to the stream, open multiple tabs. Do you know Brave and Opera? Super browsers, you can use them. Super. Don't hesitate. Open the Twitch. We're going to get to 100. Let's go.
I'm glad you mentioned Opera, a man of culture.
Of course.
I also use Opera as a web browser, actually.
I have to use 4 different because as I work in social media, I have to have multiple accounts at the same time opened, and I much prefer having different browsers open than switching from one to another, like on Twitter or anything. So I just have like browsers. So right now I use Chrome, Firefox, Brave, and Opera. That's my life. So yeah, I know them. But here we go. This is not the lethal. There's gonna be a switch. No Crimson Fox in the hand.
That will have been almost the end, but that is going to be fine though. He's going to be able to survive. And come to think, I expect that Natsu is going to be able to pass over Saber Dancer. We'll see if I'm right when it comes to math. By the way, I like calling Aankara his pet. Interesting.
Yeah. It's a love and hate relationship.
Yeah, that is true.
It is
friendship. That's like me with my teacher Beat Boku.
I really like how Nyx used the effect from Cat Dancer to be able to attack into the hunter without destroying the hunter. So he keeps playing around the Sphinx being summoned basically. But now what do? You have 3 monsters in defense.
This is not gonna be good. I'm expecting that Nyx is going to go stall.
Yeah, the thing
is Nyx is in such a good spot, not only because of the amount of cards in the day, but because of the 2 big monsters. And the thing is that he can go in defense for Cat Dancer. Although, before I speak quickly, I must remember that there's Tramit Pulse which could deal against Cat Dancer. The Sphinx himself is going to be dealing against the Saber Dancer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still thinking like this will not go to a deck out. I think there are really options for Sin Mavis. He's just waiting to draw them.
Well, it's not anymore Sin Mavis, it's Natsu. Wait, did I put the name of Sin Mavis? Oh my god, my bad. I forgot to actually... Let me just put the correct name, guys. You saw nothing.
You saw nothing.
Right.
He was busy fixing the PowerPoint with all these images, guys.
I blame Chad. Chad is, as usual, not giving you the information or any mistake. It's fine. So we're gonna have an attack from Tramid, and he's right off the bat using Treacherous Trap Holes. So who are you going to target is my question.
The thing is, you can destroy the hunter to bring your Sphinx.
Exactly. So now the question. The attack of Sphinx, is it 4,500? It is!
Did he really won by time limit?
Oh no, don't tell me this is timeout. What happened?
Nix! Nix, come on. You could say that back when you were playing, like, I don't know, like,
So
Crystal
Nyx
and
get the
Spell.
point, so that is going to be 3 for Pharaoh.
Wait, well, what happened? I don't know, because Nix won.
Yeah, I think it is timeout.
Timeout with
Yeah,
Duel Links?
I do think it is timeout. I'm not going to expect this as DC.
I
I
mean, this
mean,
is
otherwise maybe the player himself will be able to tell, but yeah,
I think
that's what I thought. Natsu timed out.
I think we should Natsu's PayPal.
Alright, so
Because to be fair here, imagine if he just had like a Sphere Karibo.
yeah, but still he will
Oh,
be technically fine, I think.
There was the field spell. What am I saying? Bye. No,
Hmm.
no Sphere. Yeah, no. I think
Exactly,
honestly,
he was completely fine because it, as you mentioned, blocks the effect of Sphere Karibo.
no. I mean, he wasn't losing on that. He wasn't losing that turn though. But yeah, I don't know if he could have come back.
Oh, I think he messed. I think I know. Maybe I don't know if it is timeout or scoop, but I think what messed him up is going to be the Treacherous Trap Hole, because he went attacking with Master, but then what happens is you can only destroy Cat Dancer. So Cyber Dancer is still on the field, and he was attacking with the Master, and the problem is that will be an attack lost. You know. So basically, he had lethal if he didn't went for the attack, which sadly messed him up on this duel.
Yeah, definitely. But let's go.
Well,
I mean,
he doesn't need to use the trap forcefully on the main phase, but yeah, basically he doesn't need to attack at all. The attack messed him up. So even if it is timeout or not, I do think it is still going to be a misplay. And there's also going to be a repeat, that's what I'm seeing, on the side of RAFFLESIA.
which a repeat that makes sense, honestly.
Yeah, completely.
I mean, well, now that I think of it, does it?
Nah, he didn't. There was no Crimson Fox on the side of Nyx. Right, so not going to be the worst of the turns, plus he's going to be able to... Wait, he doesn't use the effect of Cat Dancer, which surprises me.
No, but I mean,
So that will be because there's
we
a
know
card.
what. Yeah, we know. Everybody knows.
Yeah,
Spoiler
everybody
alert.
knows. Alright,
Chat.
spoiling it. Prismatic. Tramit Pulse.
Yep.
Otherwise, one thing you can do is not rely on Tramit Pulse, still go for the field spell, but I mean, he still needs defense, so...
We're not talking about the effect of special. Oh yeah, but also yeah, that's true. Now he cannot use Triami Dancer first turn because of the ban list, because you cannot activate effect of monsters nor special effect.
True, that as well. I almost forgot about this. So he was also forced to not use the effect.
Cases, the two
So
things.
my god. Yet again, Disturbia loses a point in commentary. The man is wrong.
Yeah, like let's see. I wanna ask the chat about this. What's your opinion about, with this new ban list, especially this skill change that affects like not only balance but overall, like this special thing of like, okay, if you play balance, you can't do like effects, you can't do all this. What's your take, guys? What do you think in the chat? I mean, I'll talk about it later, but I want to see what you think.
Yeah, also the chat. No, personally, I do think it is what I wanted in a ban list, which is not touching a lot of cards, but mainly touching the skills, which I found some of them were a problem. I do still believe that some of the skills were heavily hit, because there has been 6 skills getting the same text, which is you cannot special summon and you cannot use effects on the first turn, which I think is a very, very heavy condition, all made so you can actually allow another player to play his deck on the second turn or even first turn, something like that. Like they intentionally made it to not allow some of the decks go for an easy huge field turn 1 or just a good control field or something like that. Like
yeah, Yeah, I mean, I agree on that. I'm just gonna be like devil's advocate a little bit, saying that the one thing that I like about Duel Links is the fact that the skills are powerful and actually
アルカナフォー
allowing
ス
you to play
21
different
ザ
things
ワール
from the
ド
TCG.
Mm.
So I've never been a big fan overall of like a skill being nerfed heavily because I'm always feeling like this was like a way of playing decks that is not possible anymore. At the same time, for instance, restart is not that doesn't annoy me, for instance, but balance, I felt like you really had decks that you were playing very differently just thanks to this. Just thanks to
Yeah, exactly.
so
And concerning balance, actually, no, Guybus. It's not only because of Noble Knight, which indeed was very consistent, but any deck in general, any deck that uses balance.
yeah. I agree with what was said in the chat by Gabe. It's really NK that was annoying. Maybe not only, but yes, NK was a problem. Definitely. Okay, we are gonna see the Sphinx here, most likely, because he needs to
So right
anyway.
now I'm liking so far the Tramit pulls. Instead of destroying a face of monster, he said I'm going to special summon mass monster. Now allowing him to change to another feed spell. And I think he's gonna be bringing Sphinx? I'm not sure. He's still going to need some defense, so if he has some backer that is going to be helping him, he wouldn't search for Sphinx, but he is going to be searching for Sphinx. Okay, so allows Dancer to remain on the field.
Yep. Because the Sphinx would be tiny annoying if he was doing the field.
Wouldn't have enough attack, I believe, or else no. I think it will have enough attack. Let me see. If he gets another Tramit card, doesn't say a monster. So that will be 3,500 attack for Sphinx if he was summoned. So.
Yeah, this is still gonna be a tough one though. He has the Hunter in offense, which is not something you want. You don't want to have the Hunter in attack right now, not with 1,200 life points, because it's basically lethal on field. At the same time, I was gonna say you could potentially crash into the spider and summon the Sphinx, but not happening. Also, this is gonna happen though.
Alright, so because the Dancer gets targeted, Dancer has to use the effect at least.
Okay, the cruiser.
And now he's forced to go for King Golem as well. Looks to me like it is going to be the end. I'm not sure. This is going to be 1,200 damage, so does Natsu has anything to defend himself?
Okay, let's
Using
go
Tremor Pulse.
But
Yeah, I think you cannot do anything else.
yeah, which
No, yes, he can. Wait a second, he can. He's destroying his own Hunter, which is going to special summon the Sphinx.
yeah, but the Sphinx has 3,000.
Yeah.
So tell me he has.
No, nothing.
I mean,
Sadly.
I'm not sure about what I'm gonna say, but I feel like there were so many options here. Like the turn before, I mean, we can't go back now, obviously. Sadly, I would love to have this being able to instant replay on Duel Links. This would be amazing, but why wouldn't you crash with the hunter in the spider, summoning
The
the
Sphinx.
Sphinx and then destroying the spider with the Sphinx.
Exactly. That will have been something very beneficial for him to at least have a big monster.
He was still potentially losing to some stuff, right? Like you lose to a Crimson Fox Sphinx
A
into the grave.
little bit, but he will have gone on a way better field to at least potentially come back. Mainly, like the previous game was the biggest loss here. I think this one, sadly, he was cornered as well by, as you mentioned, he could have attacked with Hunter to then special summon the Sphinx. So,
Mm,
so
because
far
also,
we have a 4-4 as a score though. So that is getting
like,
close right now.
yeah, because at the end, the only reason why he was at 3,000 attack only, is because he had to like banish the card stuff. Yeah, I'm not. I don't. I honestly don't get this one. I
Yeah,
honestly
me
don't
too.
get how we played this one, but I mean, it is what it is. It's one more victory, one more
Yep.
point.
Just showing this for a bit more time, the match report between Suicharu versus Pharaoh, because we went a bit fast on this one. But yeah. So Mythiar has been playing Onomat and Water, which are two very, very good decks on pretty much any kind of matchup. And we also see some Thunder Dragons, Triamid on the side of Pharaoh. On the side of Suicharu, they played Blue Eyes, Thunder Dragon, Tremids, Water, alright, some classic.
They tried everything, but it
Yup.
didn't work. No, I mean, the Onomat is really something we haven't seen yet from Pharaohs. So maybe it's a strategy also that they didn't want to go with the same cheese because Onomat can be considered a cheese. I believe going like as the first deck, but here they wanted to go more for like the usual thing, right? They were for more like normal things at least on the first deck, and then they went a bit crazy.
True.
But I mean, right now it just let's see what's next because this didn't work. Tramit didn't work twice. Never mind. It worked once. That's that. But let's see what they do next.
Yep. Now I think for some of the choices made, if we take the side of Pharaoh, and I'm going to be watching actually on the side of the losses. So for example, when Mythiard was out, so there was a Cyber Dragon, they decided to send Thunder Dragon, which I think is a good choice here, because you have some big monsters on the field, even though it is an OTK deck. Normally you will play Sphere Kari, but you have at least some defense, so I do think it was a good choice. And then for the end, they had a Nonomat and they still sent a Nonomat, so going for the mirror match. And of course, mirror match means whoever gets the good turn and the good hand is going to be the winner. So if Onomatoplay gets second turn, it shall be a win. And now I'm just going to be showing the other one. So we're going to have Abusement Park against RAFFLESIA ID. And this time it was Abusement Park who won against RAFFLESIA ID. So it began with Lunalight against Water, which, to be fair, does depend indeed on what Water has, but I do still think that Water has the matchup against Lunalight. So loss could have been because of a break and the fact that he didn't have enough control, or simply the Abyss Dweller first turn or second turn on the side of Ruben.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, we can pull out again the tables with the different matchup stats to see how it goes so far and what they can do.
Yeah.
But it's true that here, I mean, they're gonna have to see what they can bring. Tremid worked like for once, right?
Yeah,
but
pretty much worked though, defeating Lunalight, also Onomat and Blue Eyes, which seems to be pretty good though. Also trying to see, because they sent a Cyber Dragon against Lunalight, which is pretty surprising because right now Lunalight plays some hand traps, so there's not really any lethal guaranteed for Cyber Dragon, so a bit wondering why they sent it, but it is what it is. And what else could be interesting? Onomat against Blue Eyes, which I did think was a fair choice as well. They even repeated, and it proves that it worked, the counter, for the second time on the side of Elthor. And then there was the last play, which had to bring Blue Eyes first. And I just see Blue Eyes Light Barrier by Riven on one of the latest duels as well. So I've been telling you about this version before, but I think I'm going to try to explain it later on. We're gonna go straight to the duel, and let's go. So Raha is going to be the top player. So Raha from RAFFLESIA ID.
Duel.
Alright, we're going to be catching up. So he is going to be playing Onomatopoeia against the second turn. And already begins with the Dodo draw, which is going to let you discard Utopic Onomatopoeia. And you want that because you can actually cast Utopic Onomatopoeia with the Gagaga code. So yeah, Raha indeed using Onomatopoeia, you send 2 of your cards back to the deck. And you choose 2 other cards from the deck. And then shuffle the deck.
Yep,
So he's going to be sending the spells usually and maybe a monster. He's going to be sending the Gagaga codes and the Gagaga bolt to add Gagaga sister. Pretty normal. And here's going to be the second one, another Gagaga code.
Like, I love the name of these cards. Like, it's just the best thing on earth. Like, look at this. The Babavan Gagaga code. Like this. You have to imagine that there are people at Konami who one day sat down in a meeting room and be like, what if we make names like this?
Yeah.
But there are people that they brainstorm this, okay? Some people do this. And that just amazed me, but it's awesome.
It honestly is. Like, I think it's so nice to see deck names that aren't like always beautiful or marvelous and are just straight up stupid but still so nice, like having onomats with Gagaga, Dododo, Go Go Go. It's just fun. This could be lethal, but this could not be lethal. It is still going to depend on what Nyx has in defense, at least with the hand traps. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Andrew. I was actually about to mention that it is because of the Japanese sounds and characters that they pronounce. Ga, do, and also go. They're characters that you can see in Japanese. Alright, so there has been one attack from the Gagaga Samurai, which... Okay, whoa. Battling Boxer Veil in attack position. So that might mean that Nyx has a hand trap, is what I expect. But Raha is not going to go to the bait, he's going to say, I'll stop the attack. Going to allow Nyx to play it again. Who came up with these names? I sadly have no clue, but I would love to know who did it.
There are people that did. They exist. There is a guy called, like, you know, product development manager at Konami who did this.
There's another thing as well, which will be Dragon Maid. Not the name, but like the funny thing is the design, you know, for Dragon Maid.
Yeah.
I am curious what he thought before creating it.
I mean,
because
I kind of know.
This man is in another level of creating an archetype.
I mean, I kind of know what he thought about. We just can't say that on Twitch. But yeah, I mean, it's just...
no, well, I think my supposition, or at least my... Well, yeah, my opinion. He was watching Nekopara, and I do believe a lot of Japanese love Nekopara as well. And he thought, what if we take the concept and we just use dragons instead? You know? So instead of Nekopara, that will be Dragon Para, what he created basically. And that's what happened. No, on the turn of Nyx, he's going to be summoning Emerald Bird.
Bounce.
And the effect is going to be negated 500 Damaggio. Which normally I believe will be triggering Destiny Draw. Because technically Nyx has lost 2,000 points. The 1,900 was because he was attacking. Then there's the Battling Boxer Veil that was special summoned. And now the fact that he negated it with the Photon Bouncer. So right now it is going to be the turn of Raha. I do wonder if he's going to go for a Gagaga Bolt, but he could go for it. We'll see. So far he's saving the overlays as well. He's not using Gagaga Samurai as his effect. Photon Strike Bonzer still has one overlay as well. Alright, he's going to be revealing the Gagaga Bolt, so that means he's going to try to go for lethal. And also normal summons the Gagaga Coat. There's going to be Sphere Kuriwa already using it on the Gagaga Samurai, but it is going to be enough. No more hand trap on the side of Nyx. It is going to be lethal for Raha, who is going to be finally taking a point back to RAFFLESIA ID, and thus giving a point lead for his team. Oops. So no, Nyx is going to have to change to his second deck.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a close match. It's a pretty fast one. It's still close. I mean, like, it's Nyx is forced now in his second deck, but it is still a very tight game. Again, RAFFLESIA coming out from a loss last week. Pharaohs on the other side, with being 1-0 so far. So yeah, there's definitely this differential here, and definitely Pharaohs wants to keep going on the roll. The other wants to kind of course, start finally getting a win. You don't want to go like two losses right away. Let's see. Oh, well, that was fast. Next, going for the other deck.
Alright, yeah. We're gonna be back in the second deck. Second duel. Nyx against Raha yet again. And it is, in fact, going to be a mirror match. This is not going to be good, and the first turn is going to go for Nyx. So what is going to matter for Nyx is to set a good field. But of course you're playing Onomat. Who bricks with Onomat is my question. Who ever bricked with Onomat? No one. So we're going to see an Onomat player use. He's going to be sending a Gagaga head and a coat back to the deck. I'm going to be choosing 2 cards he wants. So let's see what Nyx is going to be choosing right now.
Yeah, now big hesitations, of course. He usually kind of wants to go for the same ones. Like, you have the main ones. Gaga coat, it's always nice to have. The sister, like, let's see what he goes for. It also depends on what cards he already has in hand, because it doesn't say.
The first card should be Gagaga's sister, but if he has Gagaga's sister, indeed he can think of the other cards to add. And he is going to be adding a Gagaga coat and a Gogogo glove, which is not something I see often. Well, yeah, actually come to think, this card's name is so funny. Dodo the Dwarf, Gogogo glove. Like, there's 2 Onomats. Big meme. But after the Dodo draw, we're going to be seeing Gagaga coat uses the effect, brings Gogogo glove, and I believe Gogogo glove can also use its effect, but it isn't. There's going to be 3 cards set on the field. No, I'm going to expect there might be some fake cards, unless there's going to be one of them which is offerings, or maybe 2. We'll see. So right now Dodo draw has been used. Alright, so not going to use this skill right off the bat. He's going to be using the effect of Gagaga sister right off the bat. And yes, some of you guys said that there's going to be a hate trinity, but it doesn't seem that Raha has it. No destroys. The Gagaga coat. Another Gagaga bolt that is going to be destroying the other monster. And there's going to be Onomata player used right now, so interesting. Alright, so he sends back the Dwarf and the Drow to add the Gagaga coat. And what is going to be the other card? Now, Gagaga coat is going to be very good because he can special summon it. After doing so, uses the effect, brings the Utopic Onomatopoeia. Yeah, Gaiba. He breaks with Onomat. Impossible. But yeah, that's the thing as well, Andrew, as you said. I do think there's something fishy on the side of Nyx.
I mean,
But
fishy sticks, right?
though the thing is, if he's using offerings to the Doom, he's not going to have the Drawfish, so this is another thing he must pay attention. Excuse Shokan.
Bouncer on the field.
What it all? Photon Strike Bouncer. And that is going to be a classic scoop. I think there was some bait on the side of Nyx, plus of course, what I mentioned about offerings to the Doom though, he cannot have Drawfish. So it is good indeed to destroy an Xyz, but...
But then what do you do?
Exactly. Will be very, very tough, sadly. But no, yeah, that's sadly the matchup. But at least Nyx ends with 3 wins with Lunalight, which is, in my opinion, good. So big up for that. So now another player is going to be taking the place of Nyx on the side of Pharaoh. Let me just update the score, and...
It's 6-4 now, right?
Indeed,
yes.
So 6 for RAFFLESIA ID, 4 for Pharaoh.
It's down to Darkside and Medina.
Bring back Teller Knight. Will be nice. I actually saw Teller Knight in a Clan Wars match that I've casted, for example. So I do think it is technically back, but on Team Wars I do wonder. Alright, so actually we saw everything. If you want, we can come back. This is going to be the last time I show it, but we can show the meta-analysis, so the win ratio for all of the top 10 decks, if you ever want to comment something on it. Else, I think I'm going to maybe talk about the Fantasy League, and I think that is it. Alright, so I'm going to just go quickly on the Fantasy League. For those who don't know, there's going to be the second season finally happening. This is a concept that exists since the 8th season of Team Wars, which allows people to have an opportunity to play on Team Wars, even if they're not part of a team. So it allows you to have a chance, if you are a subscriber to the official Team Wars channel, you're going to be able to, you can actually participate there and create the team that you want. You can choose the players you want, build a team with them, and play on the Fantasy League. And yeah, just here bringing the Twitch channel of Duel Links Team Wars as well, as they have pretty much everything there. And I'm going to go back on the game.
How's your Fantasy League caster? Sadly, I haven't done one yet. I didn't do the first 2 weeks because no time, but and also like I've been away for too long. But I'll look at doing it when I have time for the next coming weeks if I can. But yeah, no time so far. But have you done one? Disturbia.
Yeah, I actually never did because I've been busy a lot with the leagues. Between the Korean League I play, the management of Liga Elite Latina, so I've been around many leagues and I sadly don't have time for that. Alright, so first turn is going to go for Raha, who's going to be playing against Medina, who plays water. Shark, it means water. Classic. So he's going to have at least a Gagaga sister on the field as the Gagaga bot. Special summon Gagaga code using the effect of sister, going to be making Photon Strike Bouncer. Okay, Lotus is up. And setting one card on the side of Raha.
That's really good. I mean, you start with Bouncer. It's just really good. There's nothing else to say here.
Yep.
Really good turn one, especially against water. You're just so annoying.
Although the only card he's going to be able to negate technically is going to be Diva.
Yeah, but already a lot.
Yeah, in my opinion, Raha, if he has the offerings to the Doom, that is going to be game potentially. But also depends on what Medina has in terms of back row If he has any back throw, it is going to be insanely beneficial for Medina. Even if he's, for example, not able to go for an Xyz. But we'll see how it goes. So what I wanted to say is basically, if Medina is able to get at least 2 monsters, let's say infantry, then you summon, let's say Deep Sea Diva, for example, and you go for the Xyz, you're going to have a free Abyss Dweller. And actually, we're not going to care for that. There's a Book of Moon that gets activated, putting face down the Fallen Strike Bonzer. So no to his negation. And we're going to see a Deep Sea Diva able to special summon a monster. And doesn't go for the Marksman. Oh. And there's the offerings to the Doom. That is going to be a good one, destroying the infantry, which doesn't allow Medina to summon more. And I do believe Raha is going to be able to flip his monster next turn, we'll see.
Ooh, the Necro Valley, that can come in handy, definitely, but still, I mean, no draw here, the bouncer going back.
Yeah, the Necro Valley actually does stop some of the mechanics of Onomata play. For example, when you have a monster that is in the graveyard, if you have a Gagaga coat, you can special summon it from the graveyard. But also you can special summon the Dodo Dwarf Go 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 Glove from the graveyard, but these are the only interactions that makes use of effects from the graveyard and moves the monster, for example, to the field. Otherwise, Necro Valley doesn't really stop Onomata play.
That Findish chain was big though.
Yep.
The Gishki chain, that's also pretty great.
Raha is going to be forced to not use the effect, I believe.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is the Findish anyways.
Yeah, that too, actually. I forgot. This is an insanely great opening though. The fact that he got Gishki Chain allows Medina to choose the cards in the order he wants. And he's gonna go pretty chill, isn't worried, and goes for the number 37. Good choice. Uses one as an overlay, reduces by a 1000 life point the attack of Fallen Strike Bouncer. No, it isn't the end of Raha. I do think Raha is still going to be able to do some plays. We'll see how it goes. If he has anything to get rid of Necro Valley, that will be good.
Well, hello, Book of Moon. Yep. It's definitely helping because Necro Valley is again dealing with the rest, so...
Yeah, but it's the Necro Valley that was helpful, but he still went for a Book of Moon, which I don't understand why.
Oh.
I think the reason will be because he wanted to avoid any monster that gets special summoned from the hand, but...
That diva, though.
Yeah. That diva giving game for Medina easily. You use Abyss Dweller, destroy the face down.
Yeah. I mean, he has the marksman, so it's literally perfect. Battle phase. Medina taking the game.
Exactly. So 5-6 though.
This is a very, very close match. Very, very close. Very, very cool.
Yeah, a lot of things has happened as well. As we mentioned before, I think there's sadly one of the matchups that could have went better, especially on the side of RAFFLESIA, but they still have the lead. So now the question is if they're able to keep the lead. So anything can happen, and let me just modify the score.
So now it's going. I mean, like here it can be a lot of things. You need to go against the water deck, so already cool to know that, of course. What's the second deck on the other side? I don't know. Could be, hopefully, it could be something that actually counters them. So, you know, like I'm thinking Dark Lord is definitely not bad, but still obviously forgetting the words now. Necro Valley, of course, is a problem.
Yep. Unless the
say,
Dark Lord plays any back row removal.
I mean, they also have like you can also think of like another Lunar Lights. Didn't work that well earlier, but you could think of that. You could think of I don't know, a lot
True.
of dragons. But
So
yeah.
we're gonna see a Blue Eyes on top.
Blue Eyes. I mean, Blue Eyes. Well, I mean, of course he couldn't pick it, right? He had to go with second deck.
Exact.
But
In
I
terms
guess
of matchups, it can be good. He's so far getting the alternative.
I think going
back row build.
in here.
Ooh, that is going to be tight. Raha does not have enough back row, has only one. We'll see how it goes though.
Two sets. Summoning the Gishki
Oof.
and 3 monsters, so Nexus is pretty likely 0 swords.
That won't be good. He's already allowing the opponent. Well, actually, he can still banish the infantry. It's not going to be the worst, but so far Raha is not playing anything. Must be saving maybe the Karma card for, let's say, the Abyss Dweller?
It doesn't seem like it. Everything is just going through.
Well, I think that was bait. And it was bait. Oh no.
Oh, that hand. Oh, that hurts. Oh,
Might have been
Medina.
a card of consonant sets on the side of Raha.
And this
But-
is 6.
Yeah, that is still going to be a 6-6, which is going to be a big plus for Medina though. And for the whole team, of course.
It was probably.
Yeah, cards of consonant set definitively. Me set cards, consonants, me bait.
What's the rule on timing for spells? Set versus in hand. Well, yeah, if you set a spell. Oh, you're asking. Like, if you set a spell, can you activate it on your opponent's turn if it was set? No. Only quick plays. If it's a normal spell that's face down, it's just a bait. You cannot use it during your opponent's turn. But you can set it and use it in the same turn, and just set it to like bait your opponent and then use it later. But
Yeah,
it has
exactly.
to not during your opponent's turn. That's only for traps and quick play spells.
Exactly.
So let's see. Now they know, right? We know what the deck is. It's still the same one. It's the water deck. Water seems so strong right now. And it's not even sim. It is so strong right now. So, but what do you go against water? Now that they actually have the pick, they can go again for like the problem is they could go they could reverse the whole thing and now go with their own Lunar Lights. Cyber Dragons is also probably decent. It's probably good versus water. If you're first, you just destroy everything. And yeah, for the rest, I'm honestly unsure. But let's see. The match is starting.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I do believe it can be good actually to have Cyber Dragon against them though. Yeah, Meguyugi, is it going to be Lunalight or is it going to actually be Fire King? So on top, instead of Raha, we're going to have Dreadeye.
You don't... Fire Kings versus water seems like a very bad matchup actually for Fire
It's
King.
not that bad normally. I've seen on Clan Wars it does good, so even on Team Wars it doesn't do bad.
It's just how, like, I mean, how do you manage with as soon as your monster is in the graveyard, if there is a dweller, you're stuck.
Mainly Necrovalley. The Dweller stops you for 1 turn, but you're globally fine. Like, Arvada is still also a pretty cheeky card because basically you say your effect is going to be negated, for example. Like, Arvada helps so much Fire King because you can negate the effect of monsters, so there's still a possibility for Fire King to deal against water. So right now this was second turn and first turn. So Dreadeye got the first turn. No, that was Medina who got the first turn. Setting 2 cards.
Yeah, we're already in turn 3.
Yep.
So it was a pass, complete pass. So it's telling me Lunelight. Like 100% for me. I'm again wondering if it's frozen or not, but you know, apparently no. It's going for the infantry. Infantry gonna allow to summon Deep Sea Diva. Deep Sea Diva, of course, effect. We're gonna go for another one. And it's gonna be, of course, the Marksman. Territory of the Shark. Everybody becomes level 4s. And you can now easily Xyz. And of course, again, Atlantean monsters. You love to have them as material because as soon as you ditch them to the graveyard, you can use their effects. So pretty cool. There are ways to threaten lethal here. He can go for the Dweller with the infantry and the Diva. Thing is, if he does that, I mean, it's pretty obvious that Biden has a Karibo or something in hand. So yeah, as Komura is saying, 73 head trap, most likely.
Honestly, the only thing we're going to see is 1 attack, in case there's a hand trap. So that is going to be the attack of Marksman.
Number 37 in the house. And the Karibo, of course. He's not gonna attack now.
Yeah.
The thing is, number 37 is actually pretty interesting here because of his effect. He's actually more impactful in that situation than the Dweller would have been, so pretty good choice here, of course, from Medina, as expected from him. It's not that worries me the most for Dieted, though, as more the 2 set cards in the back, because how do you deal with these?
That too. Although one thing that needs to be remembered is that there's no graveyard control by the number 37, Hopwoven. Like, you mainly have the ability to reduce the attack whenever you attack or you're attacked. And not only that, but the activation for the effect of Hopwoven only happens during battle phase, as if you use Abyss Dweller, it is a quick effect. Now, for example, one benefit of Abyss Dweller, in case Dieted goes for a fusion and sends a Crimson Fox, Abyss Dweller negates it and saves you a turn, because you're not going to have 0 attack, for example.
When here the Findish chain blocked, of course.
Oof, that can be very bad. Lunalight Fusion, and of course going to be using cards on the field, hand, and the deck. Special summons the Saber Dancer.
Of course, sending the Crimson Fox from the deck to the graveyard, allowing directly to do the combo, put the monster to 0. There is still 1 set card though. This card is still there.
Yeah. But will it do the job against the Saber Dancer? That is the main question.
Let's go, going for the attack here. 3,400 into a monster with 0 attack. Of course, the effect of the Spider Shark is going to trigger. You detach a material, you decrease the attack of the opponent monsters by 1,000. Only taking 2,400. Spider Shark also now is in the grave, so you can target 1 other monster in your graveyard and special summon it, bringing back, of course, the infantry for defense measures.
I do wonder if he shouldn't have used infantry first to then destroy Martin, because Martin destroyed actually gets banished. Because I do believe Hope Woven would still be able to summon infantry.
But then you would have had Fox activating in the graveyard, right?
True.
I mean,
well, actually, no. Well, no, actually, that's true. Because there is an Abyss Dweller to negate the effect of Crimson Fox. So you're right.
But then he would have still forced the Fox. Right now, Fox is still in the graveyard, which is annoying. But it would have also increased by 1,000 the life points, so complicated. Oh, but now he's gonna do it. It seems. Now he's gonna force.
Sphere Kariba though getting activated. That is going to be protecting the Saber Dancer.
And now this is gonna be protected by the Fox, most likely. He doesn't really have to, but he can. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to. Here, just allowing him to search, so why wouldn't you?
So far, Dieted is pretty much set, since he has the Saber Dancer that cannot be easily destroyed. And also is due to the deck list that you do for water. Like the cards you play. Martin is my white friend. Martin is, I think out of all the Luna Lights, the one I appreciate the most in terms of design. I don't know. Looks pretty nice.
But yeah, no, I mean here we're gonna see a second
Saber Dancer.
Second one, 4,000, both of them. How do you feel with this? And keep in mind there is still the Crimson Fox in the graveyard. One set.
Well. But yeah, I think there's even no question at that point, because since Medina cannot target any of the Saber Dancer, yet again, one card can save you. Wall of Disruption.
I mean, he's still gonna survive this turn, right? Wait.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm not sure actually, you know? Yes, actually you're right. Good, yeah. Hope Woven, that brings another Hope Woven. Oh wait, there's a cycle going on actually.
No,
okay, it's once per turn, fine. Indeed, if there wasn't this text, that would have been bad indeed.
The deck would be a little bit broken if you had an endless loop like this.
Yeah. Any OP mechanic will be touched. Like, for example, even for higher back then when it was meta, when they saw 3 Dyna, they said, no, you're going to be 1 forever. Dyna's still at 1 as well. And I believe even in the TCG it is actually limited to 1. I'm not sure.
A lot of options. Now there are a lot of things that can be done though.
Ooh, yep. Ooh, gonna go for a Synchro?
Oh yeah.
Level 6.
Synchro 6.
White Aura Dolphin.
And now how do you go through this?
Oh my Jesus.
That's a loop.
Yeah, that is the real loop though.
I mean, it's not an endless one, but...
Yeah, not an endless one, but it is going to be able to stall for a long time. So let's see the graveyard quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 monsters. 8 water monsters on the graveyard of Medina. On the opposite side, if we check the graveyard on Dieted, Sphere Karibo, the Lunar Light Fusion. I think there's a second one, same for Sphere Karibo. And yeah, 2 Emerald Bird and Crimson Fox.
Yeah, you can hold for 4 turns like this. The thing is, does he have actually something to come back, or is it just stalling like this?
Yeah, like if he has a Drowning and a Wall of Disruption in his deck, it is going to make sense, but we don't know. These are like the 2 cards that really saves a player that is playing against Lunalight.
I mean, the matchup is not in favor of water anyway. Like the Lunalights is definitely favored, especially in that state of the match. But
yeah, clearly
there are some stuff, right? There are some stuff that can be done.
You mean on the side of Lunalight or water?
On water, I mean, I don't exactly know his deck. The main problem is that water targets.
It's
So
not really
automatically,
the only problem though, it's simply the way you build the water deck. And especially when you start playing the back row. Like you can see there's, for example, Fiendish Chain, Forbidden Lance, you have Book of Moon, which are the most common spell traps you play in a water deck. So everything depends on how Medina built the deck. If he has the staples, if he, for example, thought that he would play against Lunalight, then he's in a good spot. But if it isn't the case, I don't think there's any way he's going to survive. We'll see. And also the Cat Dancer.
so now it's only
Yeah, that's
two
a
more.
big field. Like, for me, I honestly don't see if there's any way for Medina to survive unless he has the Wall of Disruption, but we'll see how he goes out.
No, I don't really see a miracle either, but
Well, actually, there's only one benefit he has, which is to reduce by half the attack of Cat Dancer.
I mean, yeah, okay, two sets. I mean, the one thing I still see as a possibility right now in his extra deck is, but not even. I was gonna
Book
say
of Moon.
the metrics, but even that doesn't work. So
Brazilian not playing Wall of Brazil, that's a scam. Very true. I don't know why there's no Wall of Brazil. Especially if you're Brazilian. You must play one.
very true. I mean, it's a straight up fact right there.
And yet again, going to be special summoning the White or a Dolphin. Still doing the loop, but I'm just going to check quickly. Okay, I'm just letting it doing the effect.
I mean,
One more. Only one more.
I'm just hoping he actually has or had a card in his deck that he could like do something with. Because otherwise,
Yo,
if
Bash.
it's stalling, come on.
Yeah, clearly. There's going to be another Book of Moon.
Oh god. So I guess he's surviving this turn too, but that's the last one.
Yeah, it should be the last one. Well, no, it's going to be the next turn because it has been flipped in defense on the side. So no, he cannot loop anymore. That's the
Nope.
end of the Dolphin.
The dolphin is extinct indeed. And now is this just gonna be
And yeah,
lethal?
that is not going to be... Yeah, that is going to be no problem lethal. Dido was able to set the field since a lot of turns and is going to be taking the 7th point.
I honestly wish I could see if there was actually a card in Medina's deck to win this, because if he just did the dolphin to be like, I'm gonna stall four turns, sick meme, bruh. Come on.
Honestly, like, it could have worked at the very end of the match. Because the idea of like stalling using the dolphin, I mean, it's still going to be good, and especially if Dire didn't have enough cards, that could have ended very, very nasty. And that will be a win for Medina, winning by default.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So now. What are they gonna bring? Apparently it was fast. It's a second deck anyway.
Yeah.
So now you can put this.
They still try to defeat me on speedrun. I am not going to allow this. Never. Anyways,
Okay.
we're gonna see
Okay.
Yusei Fudo. So how many cards? And that is going to be Thunder Dragon. 22 cards, Thunder Dragon. First turn is going to be going for Died. Sorry, Died. Actually, I don't know how to pronounce that.
I guess Died. I would say Died, but yeah.
Yeah, Died. Sounds pretty entertaining. So he's going to have the first turn, and it is, I think, going to be complicated for him to go already for a fusion, but he can go for it. But like, if he doesn't have a way to do Saber Dancer, it is going to be complicated. I'm going to be sending a card. Thunder Dragon Dock getting used to accelerate the deck.
I mean, the thing is, Thunder Dragon has this ability of usually like you can go for no TK even through one Karibo, because you can have like more than like you can have 3 monsters that are like more than 2,000 attack each. It's pretty easy,
Exact.
but and clear the board. That's this whole thing. It's pretty easy to do. The one question though is like, what do you do if that's not enough? What do you do if there's like double circle Karibo, stuff like this? It's happening. It does happen. And it's very annoying when it does, because then you usually get OTK by Lunalight.
That is true.
Let's go. Raiden being played. Gonna allow to not do anything because he's not using it. Because who cares? That says a lot though. The fact that he didn't use the effect kind of makes me think that he has everything he needs already in hand, so he doesn't want to like discard too much.
That could be the case indeed, but I mean, if he had everything, I do think you will still go for the mill. Because if you say, for example, he has everything, let's say Dragon Hawk, Legionnaire, Dragon Dew, like one of these cards, let's say in hand, he will want to send cards to the graveyard to then get material.
Then it might be the opposite.
Maybe that's something I'm curious as why he didn't activate, but Colby, as you mentioned.
Maybe it's the opposite of what I said, actually. The fact that he doesn't have a good hand and because of that doesn't want to ditch the card he actually wants to use.
True.
But let's see. I mean, I'm surprised Thunder Dragon with 5 cards in hand. Come on. You gotta have stuff you can do.
So Died yet again sending a card, sadly not going to be able to do anything. There's going to be a Lupine. So it is going to be banishing the Dragon Dog. And also sends a Dragon Roar. First effect is going to allow him to add another Thunder Dragon. Roar, this time is going to be allowing him to special summon one from the deck in defense position.
Yep, this turn is definitely gonna threaten OTK for sure, and I'm pretty and through one Sphere Karibo. That's a 100% sure fact. The question is though, does he have like more than one hand trap? Like, cause I'm saying Sphere Karibo, but it can be anything else, right? It can be Boxer, it can be like a lot of things.
Indeed.
And the Dragon Duo being searched thanks to the effect of the Dragon Dark, using this time the effect, sending nothing great, Child of the Light Brigade.
It's going to be making an Xyz normally, maybe making M7 Constellar, which is going to allow to target a card on the field or in the graveyard, so basically a monster, and return it to the hand. And then maybe special summon. So now using level duplication is going to be giving one of the 2 monsters a new level. Alright, so I didn't think he's going to go for that. Like, indeed you can go for Ptolemy, M7, or you can indeed go for what he's going to do, number 70, Malevolent Sin.
Yep, that works fine here actually.
Exactly.
The one thing though is now, is it? Yeah, it is still playing around. The Karibo. Or Boxer. Yeah, here 2 cards, no matter which, are threatening lethal, so you need 2 protections. Doesn't seem like... Okay, there is the Boxer. There is that healing. And Boxer is going to prevent the whole thing by being in defense. So it's actually going to work out. And then now, obviously, he's not going to attack. He's not going to attack. Because, well...
He attacked and dealt 1,700 LP, which first of all doesn't trigger Destiny Draw. So if he stops the attack now, it is going to put a threat to Died. And also the card has been returned on the field. We still don't know what card it is. Could be a face down Lunalight. We'll see. Caribor no balls.
Yeah, right.
I actually thought, it is going to be stupid what I can say, but I thought that Dreadeye set a Sphere Caribou on the field. I'm going to discard the Fusion spell and draws a card. Still has a Lunalight Fusion. And because there's a special summon monster from the extra deck on the field, he can use materials from pretty much any place, such as the extra deck.
Mm-hmm.
So going to be making the Saber Dancer, that is going to be reducing one of the monsters to 0 attack. So a lot of things are happening. We have Martin. So Martin, because it has been sent to the graveyard, you can add a Lunalight spell trap from the deck to the hand. He is going to be adding the Fusion. Another thing, he can go for the Xyz. That is going to matter a lot, because maybe Dided has everything, but maybe not. Making himself as well number 70 Malevolent Sin. And who is he going to banish? He's going to go for the Xyz. It isn't going to be lethal though, it is going to get countered by a Sphere Caribou. But at least there's one attack that goes through. Dragon Duel getting destroyed. But the main problem though, Dided is going to have an issue with the defense position for his Saber Dancer, which is going to get easily destroyed. But he then can actually make a comeback.
Yeah, here, like, this is very tense now. But it's usually the thing is like with when you go all in with Thunder Dragon and it doesn't work, you usually lose right away just after. So here, I like how you can see that Medina still has a lot of resources and he didn't commit completely to any like super hard play or anything. And he played around the boxer, he played around everything. He's still like going through his opponent resources without proccing the Destiny draw, being like defensive overall.
That as well. So now he's going to be summoning the White Rabbit, which special summons another Lunalight. So he can make a fusion, which is going to be, I believe, the Cat Dancer. We'll see. Oh wait, actually he's in a great spot. Oh.
Yep.
I don't know if he's going to go, yeah, he's going to go for a fusion. Fusion of 3. And he's going to be yet again using Crimson Fox, which is going to be reducing the attack points to 0.
This is definitely OTK potential here.
Yeah.
Oh,
unless there's another Sphere Creep or any other hand trap. But that is not going to be an easy thing at all. And also here's the Saber Dancer. Big Moma with a 7,200 attack. The Lunalight Moma wins. Dided taking a point here. It is going to be 8-6 right now. Holy, that could have ended worse, by the way, for Lunalight with the beginning it had. The feel of Thunder Dragon was pretty good, but I still am curious why he didn't went for the mill. Maybe he was looking for the Levini, but he maybe didn't have in hand in the end, so... Sadly, I don't know much. So now Medina is going to have to leave the table, and the last player from Pharaohs is going to have to come, Darkside.
Yeah, this one is tough. I mean, it's up to the last player. Lunalight, again, a very polarizing deck, I would say. Like, not doesn't have good matchup against everything on the planet. Definitely not. So it's still completely okay, I think. Like, it's completely realistic still to think that Darkside can go for like a 4-0, 4-1. But we of course don't know the decks of Elthor, so it's looking tough. It's looking tough for Pharaohs. But you know,
Indeed.
I mean, what are 4 wins in a row, right? Platinum 6 to Platinum 7, easy. Who doesn't do that? I mean, okay, well maybe in Platinum you're only gonna face Blue Eyes, which
Reddit players, first of all.
yeah, Game A players.
Oh yeah, game A. Oh my god, even worse actually.
Yeah, I mean, like we're going on the dark side of Duel Links right now.
And to think Yu-Gi-Oh has a crazy dark side as well. Even in the TCG, there has been quite some stories.
Yeah, I mean, you could call Reddit kind of like the shadow realm of Duel Links.
Yeah.
Like nobody there.
Yeah,
And
it's literally the worst Duel Links community in my opinion, because I went once, not in the Reddit, but the Discord server of the Reddit group. And the first thing I was greeted is that I'm actually a scumbag because I'm trying to help someone, and that I should shut up because the moderator knows more than me. And I was like, okay, I'm well greeted, you know what, I'm going to leave. That was a good discovery. And then I left the server. But yeah, sometimes you have to try stuff, and at least we got to know that the Reddit server is just bad. It is. It is. I can't say more. Like literally, I mean, Reddit. How should I say it? It isn't entirely bad. Like any social media that you use or community that you have, it's not forcefully bad. It's always going to be particular ones that can be a problem. And so far, we're waiting for the last player on Pharaoh. So if you wonder why I'm still in preparing the match, that's normal. And by the way, I forgot to ask that, but hopefully you guys had a good day or had a good evening as well. Or will have a good day. Because I know there's a lot of Brazilian fellas here rooting for their teammates on Pharaohs, such as Medina or even Nix, which I believe is Brazilian. Yeah, I had lunch some time ago. I felt so gaiba.
I mean, to be honest, if it keeps going like this, maybe their fans are not gonna be having that great of a day, because, you know, 6-8.
Wow.
Tough, but hopefully, guys, let's hope. I'm always in for like ties and, you know, getting to the 9-9 and the very end. So let's go for it.
Yep. Alright, so the first one is going to be going for Darkseid, who's playing Cyber Dragon. Alright, so how is he going to be getting 2 back throw? Looks fair. Maybe Abyss Corn, you think? Yeah, actually a lot of people have been playing Abyss Corn on Cyber Dragon, because when you destroy the spell trap, you can actually destroy another card on the field, I believe. And it doesn't matter if it is a spell trap or if it is a monster, it's pretty much anything. Alright, we're going to be seeing a normal summon of Lunalight Emerald Bird, so you send a card from your hand and you draw another card. If he has a Martin, it is going to be good, but doesn't have Martin. It doesn't mean it is fully bad though. Because what is going to matter is if that has lethal, or let's say has a way to get Saber Dancer, and he's going to be attacking once. Alright. Personally, I love Mermails, but I have a love and hate relationship with Abyss Corn. So true. I love Mermail though. I even went using a Your Dream ticket when you had like a strong meta. I got to ask people which card should I go for, and I said, you know what? No one is telling me anything. I don't care for the Cosmic Cyclone. Abyssteus is going to be the one I pick, and I did. Mermail is worth. Darkseid though is going to be going for a third back row. So pretty much taking the time, trying to bait as much as possible diet before making the plays, But this is not going to be good. Lunalight White Rabbit is on the field, and depending on the amount of Lunalights on the field, you can target cards on your opponent's side, like you can target spells and traps, send them back to the hand.
Now this is very interesting, but at the same time, I mean, you still have the fact that it's a Cyber Dragon deck, so like we know what back rows can do in this deck, but usually back rows are not alone though. You need monsters to combo with them, so let's see what he has.
Maybe he's going to go for Nixies, I don't know. The first effect he should think is White Rabbit though. He still hasn't used it. So that means Darkseid is thinking which card he wants to play. So that's where the timing is coming from.
Yeah, long delay here.
Long wait. And there's going to be Book of Moon that is going to be used. Book of Moon is going to be flipping down the rabbit.
Yeah, that totally makes sense here, but at the same time, the Lunalight Crimson.
True. Yeah.
You're probably trying to force something.
That as well.
What? Also, let's keep in mind that now he's going back to 3,800. It's not that easy anymore to OTK through this, but Lunalight has what it takes.
Yep. Ooh, I'm not sure if I like what I see, because he led through the Lunalight White Rabbit, or maybe he didn't have any spell trap that can actually deal with them. There's though going to be another Book of Moon. I'm not going to lie, I don't know what to say so far. In case Daidan has any spell, well, if he has the fusion, we're going to see Saber Dancer, or we could see.
There are lethal potential for sure. I mean,
Saber Dancer.
Fusion, just using the rabbit and like 2 cards in hand and attacking twice or anything, that would be enough. But does he have it? Does he have what?
Doesn't seem that Daidan has. Oh, he has the fusion. He has the fusion.
I mean,
and it's going to be using the 3 ones on the field.
Yeah, well, that's enough. I mean, that's 3,800 exactly, so that works.
That's insane.
I guess he was like, I'm not afraid of a hand trap because Cyber Dragons usually don't have them, which is fair.
Yeah.
But
that was a good fusion as well, because like that he was able to save resources from the hand in case this wasn't lethal. The legendary 6-9. Oh my god, guy.
Yep, we have it. But now
he mentioned it.
They still have one repeat though. They can still decide to go for Cyber Dragons again or go for the second deck. I wouldn't be surprised if they repeat. The only case in which they wouldn't repeat is if they feel like Cyber Dragon.
Now I've been mentioned, so that is going to be in fact a repeat.
Oh yeah, okay. The only case for it is Cyber Dragon deck was not good against what they expect to be the last 2 decks. Or like last 3 decks. That's the only case. But here I don't think they have the choice, honestly. So yeah.
Yeah, as you mentioned it. Actually, what I thought about is that, you know, for example, whenever you are going to come in the table, you generally pick a deck that is going to be able to pretty much defeat the opponent's deck. And here the fact that they went for Cyber Dragon is because they think they have the matchup. So what they of course are looking for is going to be any lethal. But of course, if there's like any Sphere Karibo, that is going to go bad for Cyber Dragon players. And for that, what they have to do is make sure they have enough monsters on the field to make a lot of attacks as much as possible using Cyber Shot.
Mm-hmm. Let's go. Cyber Dragon.
So first turn is yet again going to go for Dark Side with Cyber Dragon.
I mean, the thing is, again, is that the new kind of, nah, it's been around for some time, but guys, I'm coming back. But the kind of new version of Cyber Dragon now has so few monsters. Like, I mean, you literally like play 4. You play like 3 core and 1 Cyber Dragon, and then the whole rest is basically thanks to your skill and using your different spells to summon stuff. So automatically, it is tough to have like an actual good hand with this deck. It's like, especially against Lunalite, I mean, to me this sounds really tough, but I don't want to see what was the other deck.
I think the main issue is going to be also the way it is built. Like, the fact that he has put 1 back row makes me wonder that he is not having a lot of spell trap for destruction or control. But we've seen that he has the Book of Moon, so I do expect that this is a Book of Moon. But still, the main issue is going to be that the Cyber Dragon decks nowadays is, as you mentioned, you have 3-4 monsters, or you can also have 5. And the main idea is that you want to get some spells and trap for defense and others to reduce your life points, to then get to use the skill and summon the fusions. Overflow and Sphere Kuribo are the same horror card. And you say Veil is the real horror. I'm not sure about that. I mean, depends on the case though. I think Veil is scary because you get back the life points if you play the Destiny draw version. Sphere Kuribo is going to be a good way to do tempo against your opponent. And Overflow, well, you basically destroy cards on the field easily, and it doesn't target. So right now we have a fusion that is going on. There's also Mountain that is on the field. Okay, no. The fusion materials, I gotta mention. 3 Emerald Birds. That is not often I see this kind of fusion at all. And not only that, he's also able to go for an Xyz if he's looking for that. Let's see which Xyz he's going to go for. Maybe Diamond Direwolf. And in fact, he's going to go for the Diamond Direwolf to force the spell or trap to be used. Book of Moon can only target the Diamond Direwolf, and that is going to be an end of turn. No, he goes for the Battle Phase.
Because YOLO.
Okay, going YOLO, as you mentioned.
God, with like the 3 Emerald Bird in the grave. What the
Yeah,
hell?
that really surprised me.
I'm surprised by this YOLO though.
I think,
surprised.
you know, it's not bad, because that means there's 4 Chaos Emeralds left for Dided. He has 3 already.
Mm.
And then he can become Super Lunalite.
The reference.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Sonic, especially since I've been seeing speedruns of Sonic. There are some insane players.
I mean, it's all fair, but like, you know, if you go this way, you know, it's the dark side. Like, you don't want to lose against Shadow, so I don't know. But the thing is how he has like Cyber Style, so he's gonna be able to use it obviously, and that's what he's gonna do.
Exactly. He's going to be building the chemical plants right now.
Yep, and you have definitely enough in the back. Like,
Okay, Knuckles is 100% better than Sonic. I will be very honest. That's not something you should say, honestly. There's so many memes about Knuckles, not because of like the gun like Knuckles back from 2018, but even like, you know, there's a series that is called Sonic Boom that is on television, and Knuckles is insanely idiot. That's what Knuckle is.
yeah. Well, you
That's what it is.
Nicest example.
Alright, so 2 back row, but of course with Cyber Star he's going to get the 3 per the Cyber Dragon. So now what matters is which fusion do you want to go for? If he goes for the Cyber and Dragon, it is going to be fine for him, but he doesn't go for that. You don't go and destroy the Lunalight Saber Dancer. Oh, maybe... Oh my god, if he doesn't have actually a fusion spell, could it be that? Because for me, if he didn't do any fusion, that might be because of the spell trap, so he's gonna be stalling and doing something about it. No! He has the Cyberload fusion. Alright, so no making the fusion. Which fusion will he go for? There's multiple ones he can go for. Chimera Tech over Dragon, Cyber End Dragon, the Twin Dragon, Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, but of course, End Dragon is going to be the monster summoned.
Let's go. Yeah, it will get a Cyberhand Dragon to win this, but I'm not even sure it will be enough. Let's see. But
and there's also going to be Cyber Dragon Core.
Oh.
Ah, tu viens au bon moment, Mastercard. Can Sonic play by himself? No, that's why Knuckles is better than Sonic. Well, indeed, in the games he's good, but as a tractor he's too stupid. But that's true though. Sonic cannot glide unless he is like being supersonic.
Oh, the Karibo.
Oh my god. Oh,
the
Sphere Karibo. No, that's gonna be bad. Because we know the Saber Dancer doesn't get destroyed by card effects. So that is going to be free destruction of the Cyber and Dragon.
I mean, he needs to use the trap right away now. And I was gonna say and destroy the Direwolf before he does this. But I guess not.
That as well. And yeah, he's gonna be just taking the time to destroy the Cyber and Dragon instead of a spell trap. He's not going to be worried because he knows that it cannot be targeted. Oh my god.
Well.
Like...
Well.
Well. That is what I thought, that like, as I told you, you know, like, what I said is he has 3 Cyber Predator Dragons. He could have gone for the Cyber End Dragon to attack and destroy the Saber Dancer. And he is able to destroy the Lunalight Saber Dancer though, because of the overflow. Oh, I think I forgot something about Saber Dancer, so that is big, my bad. I'm sorry for that. I think you can target... Well, you cannot target, but it is destroyable by card effects.
Yeah.
That's something I completely forgot. I cannot believe it, so my bad, everyone.
I mean, it depends. Easy just... Okay, well, that works. That works. That's what we call a comeback. Whoa, no.
There's the Veil as well.
The Boxer is here. I mean, he's gonna attack again, because anyway, he already proc Destiny Draw.
Yeah, that too.
But what can you do with Destiny Draw right there? What do you go for?
Good question. But I think there's going to be a comeback for Darkseid though.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was gonna say. You can go Rabbit. This.
And this is going to be actually fantastic though, but I don't know why he didn't go using the... Doesn't send back to the hand the spell trap in case there's a Book of Moon. Oh. He must be sure of the spell trap that is set on the side of Darkseid though.
Let's go. He has to anyway. He has to go.
And he's able to use number 70 as fact Malevolent Sin that is going to be banishing the Chimeric Rampage Dragon for game.
Ooh, that was actually a nice game.
That was a very spicy ending though. Oh my Jesus. That it is going to be taking the win for his team though for today. And of course the winners are going to be RAFFLESIA ID 10-6. Congratulations for the victory for RAFFLESIA ID. Right now they have 1 win, 1 loss. And actually the same ratio goes for Pharaoh. 1 win, 1 loss. So of course, it is not the end. Week 2, a lot of things can still happen in the next weeks. We'll see how the 2 teams does, and yeah, good luck to both teams as well.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations, as you said, to both teams again. Rafflesia really had to, get a victory, get the W start, and that's what happened here. So both teams are now 1-1. It's only the second week of the season. So much can happen, but yeah, congrats to both teams, and yeah, great match overall.
Indeed, indeed. And of course, yet again, thank you very much for being casting with me. It was a pleasure as usual, Aankara.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me, man, as always. And yeah, hoping you guys enjoyed the stream. I mean, we were around 70 or more the whole time, so hopefully that says something. Thanks a lot for being there. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, I mean, I think there is a match currently happening.
Yeah,
right?
I was actually about to make shoutouts because I know with the people that come in the stream, they choose whatever they want. So, because I know you guys, the first thing, of course, is going to be Team Wars. The main channel, there is a Team Wars that is going on. And because the screen is so little, but I say it is Diffusion against Lost Tribe. It hasn't finished. There are some games that are still finished. And there's also one that I'm going to probably raid, which is Minimizek. But actually, asking for interview, I'm going to try to see. I'm not really doing a lot of interviews, but I will try to ask if one of the teams is fine with this. I'll do this.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But no pressure, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, at the same time, while you ask, I think we can still talk a bit about this match because it all started with an amazing run. I mean, from Sin Mavis, clearly
Yeah.
with his, it was a really nice start. I mean, we can say it, not hurting anyone's feeling. He got lucky by going first 4 times in a row. Definitely helped with the 4-0, and it really did a great job for him. So I'm not sure now, after this, the main problem I think is when Greg lost twice with a very positive matchup with Lunalites. That was horrible. And then he had to try to figure out a way to get back. And that's everything but easy. And they just never really caught up from these losses because at the end they end on 10-6, and that's literally where the difference happened.
All right, so I have an interview. Actually, Aankara, do you want to go with the interview? We can actually interview Dided, who is fine, or maybe another player from the RAFFLESIA ID team.
Of course. So let's see.
Actually, I don't know where I go to do the interview. I think I'm gonna pick interview
Please.
booth, I guess.
Well,
So I'm going to be moving there for the call.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, guys. This is professionalism at its best. We're gonna make it happen. That's fine.
Yes, I will try my best to ask the questions, of course. I'm not the most professional when it comes to interview, but I'll try to stay fair. So actually, I don't know who wants to be interviewed, but I think maybe RAFFLESIA ID is thinking about it. So now, of course, guys, for those who are here, yeah, this is an absolute optional interview, but if you just want to hear us and maybe hear one of the players, you're welcome.
Yep. Well, we're gonna add him. He's in the waiting room, so let's go.
Hello, Dided.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations for the win, of course, against Pharaoh.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
With a great carry, though, with Lunalight as well. Which is not often that we get to see Lunalight. Well, the deck is getting back as well, and pretty much has some matchups. But did you think you're going to go very far with Lunalight, for example, in this particular match?
Yeah, I think the Luna Lake is very good. Even when the Luna Lake is placed at the last game, such as mid and late game, the other team wouldn't have many options to
Mm,
against the Lunalic. So I think Lunalic is better, but at the late and mid game, of course.
yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
think, and that's what our team think.
yeah, and it worked really well, definitely for you guys. My question was also like the strategy, how you started the match. If I'm correct, like you started on a loss. So was the what was your strategy going into this match, and like did it work out how you guys wanted with like Sin Mavis going on a 4-0 with his deck?
Yeah, it was a well thought strategy. We go as we thought, and it apparently works very well. Yeah, with that's what happened.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I mean, were you kind of like, because me, the one moment I was kind of worried was when there was the mirror match for like for the water decks, because I always feel like this mirror match is a lot about like going first and having a board set up. But I just wanted to have maybe your opinion on the matchup, on the mirror match of water decks.
Oh, for the Waters deck, I think it's just a coin flip thing, you know. I
Yeah.
and hope the best. I can't think any I can't think any
I mean,
reason nice card, right?
yeah, I mean, this is totally fair. This is totally fair. I think, except if Disturbia, you have other questions, but that would be all for me.
Yeah.
Again, congrats on the victory. Congrats
Yeah,
on a
thank
great
you very much.
match.
Just wanted to say that apparently Arthur tells me, because Arthur has been in the lineup in RAFFLESIA ID, that Raha had the wrong deck when he was actually brought, but still got 2 wins with it.
Yeah, he was thinking that he was playing the blue eyes, but eventually he was realized that, oh, I'm playing Onomat, but at, at least it winning, it works. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happened.
I think
I,
that was also Onomat against Water, I believe, the match, and then there was a mirror match of Onomat, which here indeed it is going to be coin flip.
yeah, yeah. It was kind of a crazy match, but hey, 10-6 and Flasia taking the W.
Yeah, that was a great games.
Mm,
Thank you so for the games. Thanks for casters.
No
Well, thanks
problem.
for all.
yep. Thank you for joining for the interview, and good luck for next week then.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck to you too.
And thank you very much. See you next time.
Yeah.
Alright, so on my side, I'm going to be preparing the raid. So, as I told you guys before, those who are interested in Team Wars, I'll let you join the official channel of Team Wars. But I'm going to be raiding a friend of mine who is doing Clan Wars. So, in case you're interested still in the Clan Wars, feel free to join the raid. Of course, it remains optional. And I think I'm going to be ending things off here. So, yet again, big thanks to you, Aankara.
Yeah,
And
thanks for having me again, and thanks for everybody to jumping in and watching the stream. And see you guys around definitely next week for some more
Yep.
Duel Links action.
And as usual, guys, have a good day, evening, and see you next time.
Peace.